Bonjour! This week in Structure 5.4, we'll be talking about a couple of irregular verbs and some regular verbs ending in RE. This is the third group of regular verbs in French. Let's start with the irregular verbs. With prendre, which ends in RE but is still irregular, we conjugate the verb this way. Je prends, tu prends, il, elle, on prend. Nous prenons, vous prenez, ils prennent. So you can hear quite a bit of difference in terms of pronunciation. Prends, prend, prend, prenons, prenez, prennent. Let's look at some examples. Elles ne prennent pas l'autobus. They are not taking the bus. They don't take the bus. They are not taking the bus. Nous prenons 2 chocolats chauds. We'll have 2 hot chocolates. In French, we use the verb prendre when we talk about taking food or drink. Nous prenons du vin. Nous prenons une bière. Nous prenons un Coca-Cola. Verbs that are like prendre have the word prendre right in the root. For example, apprendre and comprendre. Apprendre means to learn. Comprendre means to understand. And you already know the expression, je ne comprends pas. But you could also say, nous apprenons le français. We are learning French. Another verb that ends in RE, but is an irregular verb, is the verb boire, which means to drink. To conjugate the verb, we say, je bois, tu bois, il boit, elle boit, on boit, nous buvons, vous buvez, ils boivent. Again, quite a bit of variation in terms of pronunciation. Bois, 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 buvons, buvez, boivent. Here's an example. Après mon cours de yoga, je bois de l'eau. So, boire is not a verb that people use very often if they actually are in a restaurant saying something like, I'm drinking water, okay? Most often, people would say, je prends de l'eau. I'm taking water, okay? Let's look at some regular verbs that end in RE. This is a small group of verbs, relatively speaking. Most of the regular verbs in French actually end in ER, but this third group end in RE, and they're pretty easy to conjugate. You take off the RE and add for je an S. For tu, also an S. For il, elle, et non, we just leave it alone. Nous and vous adds the standard ONS, the standard easy for vous, and ENT for il and elle. So for pronunciation, it sounds like this. J'attends, tu attends, il attend, elle attend, on attend, nous attendons, vous attendez, ils attendent. Attendre does not mean to attend, it means to wait for. And here are some examples. Ils attendent leurs amis au café. They are waiting for their friends at the café. Je n'attends pas le bus. I am not waiting for the bus. There's a short list of these verbs, as I said, and here are some of them, the more common ones. Entendre, which means to hear. Perdre, which means to lose. Rendre means to return something. Répondre, to answer. And vendre, to sell. For example, tu vends ton vélo? Are you selling your bike? Or, vous répondez vite à vos courriels. You answer your emails quickly. So this is quite a lot in this section between the regular and the irregular verbs. Make sure that you know the difference because we've looked at 2 different kinds of irregular verbs here. The verb boire and verbs with the prendre in the root. On top of that, then, we've talked about the regular RE verbs that follow a pattern. Make sure you know the difference, and I'll see you in class.